All right, so Fritzy and I are out on our walk. Here's Fritzy doing sniffy stuff. He's checking his email. And I got an idea. You remember back in the 80s when we had our pet rocks? Well, how about looking for a rock for Mom for a lucky rock? So let me take a look here. Come on, Fritzy. And let's just see if we can find a perfect shape and size rock. How about this one? That one's a little big. What about this one right here? It's got a nice flat side. All right. So here's the one we're going to use. And let's just see if we find another one. Of course, I'm going to go back in the house with rocks in my pocket because that's what I do. Let's look over here. Come here, Fritzy. That one's too big. Let's see. Oh, of course, the one I like is right in the mud. And if my hand is moving, I'm sorry, Fritzy's pulling on his leash. What's this one? Oh, my goodness. Winner chicken dinner. Okay, so I have 3 rocks in my pocket. I'm gonna go ahead and head back in the house and we're gonna make another present for Mom. Okay, so bring the rocks in from outside. I actually have 4 of them. And we're gonna roll up my sleeve here. Let's not drop the phone in the sink, that'd be great. Okay, I'm just gonna make sure they're nice and clean. Alright, I'm going to set them on a paper towel to dry. Grab that. Here we go. Paper towel. Lay these out on here. Okay. Give them a couple minutes. Let them dry. And we'll take it next step. Alright, so I have here 4 of the rocks that I collected while I was out for a walk. You're going to notice these things on the side. Those are my stand. Anyway, that's how I'm holding up my camera. So, all right. So I happen to have this book here that I found. It was all ripped apart anyway. And it's got some cute sayings in it. So I found one that says, "Be brave." So I figured I would make a collection of rocks of things that my mom taught me. Okay. Let's see. So I'm looking through the book here. Let's see. Watch for big problems. I'm looking for the bigger words. So they've got little ones here, but bigger ones. Okay. All right. Let me see here. Don't be afraid. Never underestimate the power of a kind word or deed. Now, that's a lot of words for that, but I might want the word kind. So I can snip that out. And if I don't find another word, I'll have that one as a backup. So let me keep looking here and take care of your valuable asset. Cut your own firewood. These are so funny. Focus on making things better, not bigger. So I can also maybe better, and even the word focus, right? So let me do that. Again, I might not use these words this time, but at least I'll have them. Right, so I've got the word focus. I've got the word better. I can snip that. I can trim that up later. So let me see if there's any other. Again, I'm looking for the bigger words. Take charge. Don't let someone else choose it for you. Let me see here. Never waste an opportunity on tell someone you love them. Oh, I wish I had a bigger rock. But I can use the word love, right? So I'll clip that one out. Okay. Clip that one out. And let's just see. Live your life. Oh, I like that as a whole. I'll have to go out and find a bigger, I need a bigger rock. That's all right. There's that. Live your life. Wonder if I can find a way to fit that on there. Okay. Judge success. Oh, look at that. Peace, health, and love. Again. Keep all of these. So I think we're good for now as far as sayings. Again, I'm going to keep the word love. You never know. Okay. So, sorry, shook the camera again. I'm getting used to that. Quick. Leave everything a little better than you found it. See, these are great sayings. But not for the rock. Never cut what can be untied. That's a good one. Don't major the minor things. All right. So I'll just flip a little bit. A couple more. Commit yourself. Self-improvement. No. All right. Become the most positive and enthusiastic person. See, I like the word positive. So let's see here. Take that. Okay. I even like enthusiastic, but be kinder than necessary. That's a good one. So hope. Oh, hope is good. You'll notice I'm trying to leave most of the pages in. It's easier to store it that way. Sorry, I got out of the frame. Okay, let's go around this way. Snip there. I can trim them up later. Okay. Let's see if there's any others in here real quick. Learn to listen. That's a good one. Yeah, we're going to cut out the word listen. Okay, so I have all of the sayings that I want cut out. The rocks are clean. The sayings are cut out. I got a little bit of water here. So what I want to do is get the words to stick to the rock. Okay. And I call these Mom's Life Lesson rocks. Okay. So you notice it gets wet. It sticks kinds of forms right to it. Okay. Put them on right where you want them. Press it down a little bit. And we're going to stick right there. Dip it in the water. Okay. Set that one aside. Try this one here. These are all lessons that my mom gave me. Again, so far this has cost me the price of that book, which was probably about 25 cents at one of the thrift stores I go to. We're going to put that on there. And again, we're wetting it so that the paper gets a little loose and it'll stick, not stick, but it'll conform to your rock. Okay. That's the next step. Now we want to let that dry a little bit. And it's as simple as putting Mod Podge over it and you're done. So we're going to let it dry, come back to it when it's dry, and we'll do the next step. Okay, so the rocks are dry. Paper's still a little wet, but the rocks are dry. So you're going to get out your Mod Podge. Now I do have the spray kind as well, but I'm in my craft room, so I didn't really want to spray it because that stuff can get really smelly. Let's try the longer words first. So you just kind of want to tack it down. You know this stuff, it dries clear, so if it sticks to your finger, just go ahead and slide it back where it was. There we go. Of course, you're going to get a little sticky and messy, but that's what crafting's all about. So the first level, or the first layer, just kind of to tack it right on there. I'm going to set that one aside. If you want to straighten it, you can, or you can leave it nice and crooked to give it character. And we're going to go ahead and do this to all 3 of the rocks that I have. Now you're going to notice that other rock is still sitting over there. I haven't decided what to do with it yet. It doesn't lay flat, so I'm going to have to see what I want to do with it. Okay. Now, even though these have shaped to the rocks, they're not stuck to the rocks. So remember, when you're using the paintbrush, you're going to lightly hold it down just so you can get a little, whoop, see that? You can get a little layer right on there. Okay. And again, this will dry clear. And I like that word love tilted like that a little bit, so I'm going to leave that. And then the last one over here, move that. A little bit more Mod Podge. I like to have a lot on the brush so it kind of puddles on it first. That way some of it seeps under the sayings and it kind of helps stick them to the rock. Okay. Turn it around. All right. Now the first coat does not have to be the perfect coat. The first coat is the one that just gets everything stuck in place where you want it to be. Okay. Be very light and gentle when you're going back over it. Now, once again, we have some drying time for this. So we're going to let that dry and maybe figure out what I'm doing with that other one. Put that in there. If you want to reuse this brush, go ahead and rinse it out quickly because Mod Podge is no joke. But I have about 100 of these and I got them specifically so I could toss them. So this one's going in the trash. And there goes my lid. Always make sure you cover the Mod Podge as quickly as possible because you don't want it to get hardened. Alrighty then. Got that. Now let's take a look at this rock. It's nice and flat on this side. So, all right, we could have a saying right on there. So I think since I have it here, I've got my white paint. I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to paint this rock white and then I'm going to see what to do with it. I don't need enough paint to pour it onto a palette or anything like that. I'm just going to use what's on the top. Okay, we're going to paint the whole front of this white. Okay, try to make it. Where's the top? There we go. Like I said, I don't need enough to actually pour it out. I'd just be wasting it. So I'm trying to make the first coat nice and even. See how that goes. All right. You can always put tape on it, kind of like you're taping a room when you paint it, to make the line nice and straight. Now these are cute little things we can give her to Mom just like this. If Mom's still working, she could have it on her desk as a paperweight or as a little decoration for her desk. Or you could also make Mom up a planter and have these as inspiration sayings inside the planter. Okay, so we're going to let the first coat dry. And we're going to set that down. Let that dry, rinse off the brush quickly because again, you don't want the paint to dry on there. Okay, now close up the paint, put the brush aside, and we'll wait until I decide what do I feel like doing with this here rock? Okay. All right, we'll check back in a little bit. Okay, the first coat of paint is dry, so I'm going to go ahead and put another coat on there. Okay, turn it around. You know I'm going to get paint all over me because I always do. That is how I roll. All right, here we go. Nice coat on there. You don't need to paint the whole thing. You can if you want to, or if you get paint all over it like I did, you certainly can. We'll see how bad I am with the paint once the front part dries, and we'll decide if I need to go ahead and paint. Well, you know what? I might as well go ahead and paint the whole thing because I just keep moving it along. So I'm going to paint it all around here. Be patient enough to let it dry. And a cute little hint is I always keep the ceiling fan on when I'm waiting for things to dry because it does help moving the air around. There we go. So I'm just getting a little bit of paint everywhere I can reach it without getting my hands as messy as possible. Again, we know me. I will have paint everywhere. Couple things you can guarantee. One, I'm going to burn myself on the hot glue gun. And two, I'm going to get myself covered in paint when it's time to paint. At least I know it going in. Okay, we're going to let this rock dry. Probably put another coat on it. And then decide what to do with it when I'm done. Thinking I might just paint a flower on it, but I'm not sure. So we shall see. I'm going to clean off this brush. All right, wipe it on the paper and set it aside and wait for the next round. All right, so I set that other rock over there to dry, and these are dry enough for one more round of the Mod Podge. So I'm going to go ahead. You'll have to excuse the paint on my hands. I am actually working on several different projects at once. So I'm trying to multitask today. Remember, rocks have nooks and crannies and crevices, so you want to make sure you get into each one of them because you want the coating to be kind of consistent. Okay, poke that in there. It's coat number 2 on that one. Okay. Coat number 2 on this one. All right, a little bit more over here. Why not? Let's put some sticky stuff on top of the glue, and that way, or on top of the paint, I mean. Okay. Smooth it out, set it aside. Last one over here for this layer. It's part of the good stuff of living on a country road. I can just go out and pick up some rocks and sticks and who knows what else I'm going to find. Pine cones, which I'm going to use all of that stuff in crafts for Mother's Day. Okay, try to get thumb right in it. And the more I try to be neat with things, the more I end up making a mess, which is fine. That's what running water and paper towels are for. Okay, set it back down, make sure, the important part is you want to make sure the top is evenly coated. Okay. I'm going to wrap this in plastic. Look at my hands. Oh my goodness. I'm going to wrap this in plastic so that I can use it again for the last coat. And we're going to let that dry. Okay. Onward. Okay, so the rocks are dry and perfect, and you can see they're nice and sealed on there very nicely. I did a nice planter for my mom, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put the rock right in there as the centerpiece of the planter. Now you can stand it up like that, or you can use one of the smaller ones and lay it right down inside the soil. Lean it up against the side, however you want, so that your mom gets the message in the beautiful plants. And again, you can snip these plants off of your plants you already have at home, buy the babies, rehome them. And there you go. A beautiful planter, again, using things you had at home for Mom for Mother's Day. All right, you guys, always remember, be happy, be kind, and be creative. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you next time.